Imagine buying a product for the price of a coffee, and after 9 invisible hands, it sells for the price of a small car. Welcome to the weird, wonderful, and wildly inefficient world of drug trafficking. Explained for total noobs with real-life confessions, ridiculous logistics hacks, and the occasional moral hangover. Hey, I'm your narrator. Today, we're going on a cinematic, slightly cheeky, deeply sourced tour of how drugs actually move. From farms and dingy hotel rooms to speedboats, RV labs, and the trunk of your average middle-class Subaru. This is not glorification, it's explanation. We'll use field studies and first-person testimonies, real folks who did this stuff and lived to tell the tale, to show the who, the how, and the why, babe, with practical tips you don't want to try at home. Sources? We're leaning heavily on a scholarly value chain analysis of Moroccan hashish moving into Europe, the spreadsheets that make economists itchy, plus 3 very human, very candid accounts of weed transport, meth distribution, and international heroin smuggling. If you like receipts, the hashish supply chain study lays out the economics and routes. The transport stories show the messy improvisational methods. And the dealers turned writers tell us the secrets nobody hands out at college orientation. If you think weed or heroin are single simple things, think again. The product matters, and so does how it's made. In Morocco, hashish is pressed resin from cannabis plants. Farmers harvest and press it into blocks. Then processors grade it by sieving and filtering, creating different qualities for different buyers. That grading and simple packaging is the first time value is added. The study shows that production costs are tiny compared to final retail prices. Once the product leaves the farm, the end user price can swell by thousands of percent. Yes, thousands. The report's value chain math shows margins explode as the product passes through smugglers, wholesalers, and retailers. Contrast that with meth. In one ex-dealer's memory, a meth lab could be an RV, a van, or a kitchen that looks like a failed cooking show. Pots, cups, and ammonia that stings your nose. Recipes were guarded like family heirlooms. Cooks kept a secret sauce so they'd keep their edge. Small-time makers used Smurfs, runners, to buy Sudafed and other ingredients. Bigger operations used real chemists in super labs. The ingredients and the method influenced the product's quality and the health damage it causes. Takeaway for noobs, the product itself is engineered to meet demand and quality, not just quantity, travels through the chain. Meet the cast. Farmers/growers plant the crop, do the harvest, and get a small share of the money. In hashish, farmers often sell most of their crop to processors and keep only a bit for themselves. Processors/transformers turn plant into resin or prepare powders. They raise value a little. Smugglers/transporters, the folks who do the risky moving, speedboats, trucks, hidden containers, they earn a slice, around approximately 12% in some hashish models, and take big risk. Wholesalers/intermediate gangs, these are the big margin takers in the destination region. Think Spain/France hubs for Moroccan hashish. They add huge markups and often coordinate storage and distribution. Retailers/user dealers sell small quantities in neighborhoods, the people most exposed to police action and often the most exploited. Runners/Smurfs/couriers, the foot soldiers who buy ingredients, run packages, or carry drugs across borders. They often earn quick, tempting cash. A few colorful notes from the field. Everyone gets a nickname: bullet, termite, yes, real names. Middle management often recruits user dealers, people who sell the small stuff to fund their own habit. This keeps the supply chain lubricated with motivated workers. Why this matters? Each role has different incentives. Farmers care about yield, couriers care about staying alive and paid. Wholesalers want control and scale. That misalignment explains a lot of the chaos you'll see in the field. This is the how chapter, and it's part smuggling manual, part road trip horror story. In Morocco, after pressing and packaging, shipments are stored in hidden nurseries until pickup. Outbound logistics involve trucks to ports, speedboats across the Strait of Gibraltar, or hiding in cargo. The academic study notes people even use 30-minute speedboat runs capable of carrying up to 2,000 kilograms. Very fast and very risky. Once in Spain or France, drugs go into warehouses and then to wholesalers who break the bulk and push product into distribution networks across Europe. Margins spike once product hits these hubs. That's where normal prices multiply. Weed, U.S. domestic transport. Some dealers, remember Johnny Mitchell's story, drove 8 to 10 hours from Portland to Northern California, picked up duffel bags full of cash, double and triple bagged pounds in turkey bags to contain smell, and drove home hoping the smell didn't betray them to a trooper. They used burner phones, times, and bad weather to their advantage. Advice from the street: drive in storms, avoid SUVs, too flashy, and keep a plausible backstory. Ski trip, bro. The guy also explains spotter cars. One car draws attention, causing accidents or distractions, while the main car cruises past. This is the kind of out-of-a-crime film improvisation that people actually used. Heroin, global air-land routes. For heroin, one smuggler described relationships with farmers in places like Afghanistan. Living with farmers, getting trust, and arranging shipping through Pakistan and onward. Packaging could be pressed into wooden radio cases, suitcases, or even body packed by couriers. Air travel shipments often come in half-kilo slabs, concealed in luggage or electronics. The smuggler emphasized building trust and understanding airports and their customs practices. When teams work, when dogs are on duty, and how to use passports and cover identities. Common theme: transport adapts to the product. Bulky, smelly goods, weed, are moved by road and need physical concealment. Compact goods, heroin, coke, are ideal for air or hidden compartments. If you're a noob, imagine the smugglers as part logistician, part improv actor, from burner phones and turkey bags to elaborate cover stories. Owing to how cops operate, dealers use human behavior to their advantage. Share a traffic violation or act humble to put the officer at ease. Apparent honesty decreases suspicion. Johnny Mitchell recounts deliberately confessing a traffic infraction to make the cop relax. This is social engineering, not a magic trick. If the cop thinks you're cooperative, he's less likely to escalate. Other tricks? Props matter. Roof racks with snowboards equals ski trip alibi. Cars, Subarus and Hondas blend in better than flashy SUVs. Timing, driving in bad weather at night or during rush hour to make cops uncomfortable or stuck in other tasks. Behind the comedy, many of these moves are attempts to manage human risk, and sometimes they fail spectacularly, like the time a trunk reeked so badly they nearly cried. The transcripts are filled with equal parts bravado and mortification. Here's the cold math. The farm gets a little, processors get a bit more, but most money appears when product reaches destination wholesale/retail networks. The academic analysis of Moroccan hashish found that the end-user price can be up to 7,000% higher than production cost, with wholesalers in Spain/France taking major slices of the pie. That's not a mistake. It's the supply chain in action. Numbers from the study: smugglers transporting hashish earn around 12% at early stages. Wholesalers and destination intermediaries can capture 60 to 78% of the added value in commercialization. That's where a small block of resin becomes a money-making machine. On the dealer side, one meth buyer turned seller described buying pounds for about $10,000 in the late 90s to 2000s context, then reselling parts of it. Cash is king. Many transactions are cash only. No banks, no receipts, which is both the point and Achilles' heel. Why it matters? The value flow shows why middlemen defend their turf violently, and why seizure of small shipments rarely changes supply. Take one link out and someone else fills it, usually with more force and less finesse. Policing often backfires. One testimonial argues that when police arrest a dealer, that creates market opportunity and often makes the market more violent. The vacuum is filled by the next aggressive actor. Crackdowns can consolidate power into fewer, more violent groups. That means seizures don't always reduce supply. They can intensify danger for users and messengers. Another point from an ex-dealer: prohibition and interdiction are expensive and sometimes ineffective. The meth story shows how focusing on one drug, like opioids, can create a whack-a-mole dynamic. Attention shifts and another drug surges. That partly explains why meth has resurged recently. Result: policing shifts risk, but market demand plus adaptable networks keep goods flowing. The academic study warns that operations adapt to evade police. New routes, different packing methods, storage hubs, and supply chains become more resilient, not less. This isn't a cocktail party curiosity. People's lives are shaped by these systems. Dr. Adi Jaffe, ex-meth distributor, speaks about the mental and legal toll. From sleeping beside a pipe and a gun to rehab, a judge's sword of a sentence, and the long road to education and helping others. He admits privilege helped him get out, and now he runs addiction help platforms. That arc, from criminal actor to social worker, is potent and real. David McMillan, who smuggled heroin for decades, describes loss, arrests, and the human cost. Wives and partners arrested or worse, and years spent evading authorities. His tone is both practical and reflective. These testimonies remind us the business has winners and many, many losers, often the most vulnerable. Point to the noobs. Behind the logistics are people with families, trauma, and choices that are often constrained by poverty or addiction. The comedic tone we used earlier should never hide the human cost. What should you remember if you actually want to be a responsible member of society or a diligent documentary viewer? Supply chains respond to demand. If demand stays, supply adapts. Policies that ignore demand will just push the chain to adapt. The money is mostly made downstream. Targeting farmers doesn't collapse the market. The big profits are taken in hubs. Quick fixes often create worse outcomes. Overly aggressive policing can centralize power and increase violence. People are the weak link and the heart. Social programs, treatment, and alternatives for farmers and low-level dealers. Development programs, job options, change incentives in ways prosecution alone does not. The academic study explicitly calls for alternative development for producers. If you want to reduce harm, support treatment, harm reduction, and policies that address root causes instead of only chasing kilos. Quick, silly summary. You can text to a friend. Seed, harvest, pressed block, hash, store in nursery, speedboat, truck, Spain, France, warehouse, wholesaler breaks bulk, retailer sells grams, user. Each arrow adds risk, cost, and drama. And every time the drug crosses a border, it gains a few more nicknames and an extra layer of paranoia. For meth, Sudafed pills, extraction of ephedrine, cook in pots and pans or super lab, dry into powder, distribution via dealers/Smurf networks. If someone suggests replicating the recipe, don't. It's dangerous, illegal, and a bad DIY. Okay, that was the crash course. The people, the product, the pipelines, the paycheck, and the painful human cost. Explained with grim honesty and a few too many anecdotes about turkey bags and speedboats. If you found this enlightening or horrifying or both, do the humane thing. Subscribe for more deep dives, hit like so more people can learn the difference between myth and supply chain, and tell us in the comments which testimony blew your mind the most. The Moroccan value math, the Oregon road trip madness, or the international heroin smuggling confessions I'll be reading. Thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay kind, and seriously, don't try any of the bad ideas in this video.